Hello, family, friends, fans, and fellow adventurers. Welcome back to Practical Heroes with our flagship campaign, The Sands of Syldaris, set in the pretty much entirely homebrew world of Eroth, where last time you staked out the sewers of Ebonwood in an attempt to find where the goblins had been invading the town from. You followed it through and managed to come up outside the city, halfway towards where you were told there was a goblin encampment. So, you made your way over to the goblin camp and sat and watched for a little bit as a large number of goblins went about their lives just running around this muddy, tarry field that's just real gross. Tents everywhere, goblins everywhere, probably poop everywhere too. You know how it is with goblins.
It is now.
And after some back and forth, you decided that you would try and distract the goblin hordes or cause some sort of reason for them to be heading your way. And you figured the best way to do that was for Mura to disguise herself as a sexy goblin. And
This was not a bad idea. This was a great idea.
it was a great idea. And attempt to distract the goblins. So I look forward to the eventual fan art of that.
Rule 34.
Oh my god. Mura is pure. Leave her alone. This is the purest baby.
And of course,
Please.
it went about as well as these plans often go. And a fight ensued. You had, for the most part, taken care of the vast majority of the goblins. At which point, a woman appeared, blue-skinned, with strange markings across her body and flowing blue hair. You watched as she grabbed one of the nearby fleeing goblins, and as she placed a hand on its head, its eyes began to glow red, and similar strange markings began to spread across its body. And with that, as wisps of smoke began to curl off the goblin's form, we jump back into our combat, where we had Goblin Horde number 10 about to do something.
Oh boy, my favorite.
Which one's number 10? This one.
That was the one that was friendly and sympathetic to us. I
Of
remember.
course.
I remember that.
I'm sure you all do. So, let's have ourselves a little look-see. Goblin Horde 10 currently. Chester's hiding inside the tent. if I
He's
remember correctly.
tactically retreated to the tent, he's not hiding.
Yes. He's taken cover inside the tent.
Yes.
Can you, just for my purposes, for seeing if this goblin horde even noticed you in the first place, give me a little stealth check?
22.
Excellent. Just so then I can roll a little perception check and see if they have any idea Chester was in the tent. Oops. There we go. Okay. They are going to run up along to here, and then they're gonna dash over to Warden, which will, of course, end their turn.
Uh-oh.
Goblin Horde 2 this one, which is no longer invisible, but was at one point, thanks to a surge of magic which blasted forth from them in a reasonably wild fashion.
Wait, is this the one that's in front of me?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yes, it is. They are going to... You watch as they all kind of part to the sides, and one kind of steps forward, puffs out his chest, his eyes start to glow red, more
No, thank
smoke
you.
starts to curl off his body,
Absolutely
he-
not.
points a finger towards Mura and says, "Bang!"
Ban! Ban! What are you ban?
You're banned from the channel.
And that's a 15 to hit with the firebolt.
Hold on,
Which I
sorry, my
believe-
brain. That hits!
Oh wow, even with the mage armor?
Yeah, maybe. Wait, hold on. Where do I see my mage armor again?
I mean, it should be automatically added to your armor class. I'm just double checking. Just in
13
case it
plus
hasn't.
its dex. Hold on, let me just double make sure. Yeah, my AC is only 14.
Cool. So it hits.
Sure does.
You take 6 points of fire damage.
That's so much.
It is a fair bit. It is, however, among the highest that they can roll. So, if that's any consolation. And then they roll a
Truly.
72. Cool.
Cool.
I feel like this is cool.
If anything, it's very warm.
Yeah, truly.
It is. It's this bolt of crackling fire that's kind of barely holding itself together. I mean, Linger, out the corner of your eye, this is very shoddy spellcasting.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of judgmental
Bolt of
looks.
fire is barely holding itself together, like literally dripping flames as it flies and setting small smolders off in the ground.
Very poor form.
It is.
Very bad.
And like,
Your fire is gloopy. That really says something about you.
there's a brief moment after it kind of splashes across Mura's mage armor where you'd almost think it actually hadn't hit her from how pathetically it dissipates. But you can see like the small scratch in the mage armor that starts to smooth back over again. And the burn mark underneath it on Mura's clothes.
She just pats like one of her 15 garments and it's like, no.
And that will end that goblin horde's turn. Which means it's time for Warden, with Chester up next.
All right, my favorite time. My favorite part is when he says it's wardening time.
Yes,
Shut
and then he
up,
wardens
you're
all over
banned.
everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
All right. Let's see. So I've already used action surge, I believe. If I remember from last time. So I might just.
Is anyone else, while Warden's figuring out what he's doing, is anyone else able to just check if the stream's okay? Because right now I'm still seeing that we're on the countdown.
Yeah,
reset,
still
though.
seeing.
Oh yeah, something to count
Did you
down to.
reset the countdown at some point?
Oh, you
Oh,
finally
now I can
switched
see
over
us.
to us. Excellent. It's that far behind. Cool. That's fun.
Interesting. All right. Well.
If anyone wants to buy me a new PC, I'll put my Cash App in the stream chat.
Well, Mitch, I guess we're gonna have to do the hot tub stream after all.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
What was the joke name for that? Across the pond? Wasn't that what we? Yeah, you're muted, Steph. I see you nodding, but you're muted.
Have I muted this whole time?
Not the whole time, just
Okay,
the last
good.
like minute.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just hit them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how you roll with this again. Do
That's
I
not how
roll?
you roll.
There we go.
I'm like,
That's a
Just
soft
Dark
20.
Souls rolling. Excellent. That'll hit.
The softest of 20s. And that's gonna be 15 slashing.
Oof. Let's check how much health these guys have. Cool. As Warden, you just spin the sword around and slice. And there's a moment where nothing happens, and then the goblins all blink in unison and just slide in half. All of them.
oh,
Oh man. You are already dead.
that's like so many.
Just sheaths the sword.
Tread lightly and
Warden
carry
went
a big
full
sword.
anime.
Everything seems fine, and then just like,
Yeah.
And Warden is then going to move over hither.
Okay.
into there.
Mhm.
And yeah, he's just going to stand menacing behind the goblin horde that is messing with his friend.
Okay. The menacing letters flying up beside him.
They just all see a boss health bar on their screen.
Warden, protector of Mura.
Protector of the smole.
Someone has to protect the small.
Does that
We're
end
still
your
going
turn?
with Ember. Yeah, we're still going with that. Mira is just slowly like shrinking every episode, right? Until she's
Pretty
a
much, yeah.
little chibi,
Yeah.
like plushie. Okay, thought so. That'll be it. Thank you. All
Chester.
the time just for one hit.
How do you do the like drawing to see distance?
If you click and hold on yourself, and once it's pinged, drag.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, I can get to that square anyway. Okay, so he is going to, from inside the yurt, tent, teepee, he's going to sort of grab the center pole and try to pull it out of the ground so that he can walk over to this group here.
I will say, purely for humor purposes, give me a strength check.
Can I use athletics?
If you can make a case for it, I'll allow it.
He needs big, strong muscles in order to do it, combined with his strong back carrying capacity. Because did I Google how much a yurt weighs and figure out that yes, he could technically pick it up? I did.
For the research, I'll allow it.
Thank you. 17.
Yeah. It squelches up out of the ground.
All right, so he's gonna drag it over here and sort of drape it over himself and these goblins. And did I also come up with a line to say if this were to work? Gentlemen, ladies, please. The interesting thing about this situation is I'm not locked in here with you. You are locked in here with me. And then he's going to try to stab.
The long
At them.
arm just extends out from inside the tent.
All right. His dagger, which, oh, actually, I can get sneak attack here as well. If I can roll it, it would help by pushing this button. 12.
I've lost their armor class. It is here. A 12 does not hit.
Well, I look cool doing all that. If the end results do not pay off, that is not my fault.
As you, the tent flaps kind of get in the way a little bit, and you're like,
I couldn't see him that well. I do see Mira. Would you like to be
Hi.
moved back 5 feet? Or are you good where you are?
Sure. No, 5 feet's great. I'll move
right.
back.
Here, take this gentle shove, and he'll use his bonus action, Mage Hand, to push her back 5 feet.
Okay.
There you
Mira
are.
is pushed back. As I assume she is willing.
I'm willing.
You do have to be willing. Well, I could try to make you, but that wouldn't be very nice.
And it might knock her prone.
That as well. All right, well, that shall be my tween, he says aloud.
As he stares pointedly at Mura, indicating that it is her time to do something.
It's my turn. Okay. Wow. It's been a while. Wow, what can I do? I can do
Technically,
so
I
many
think
things.
the Goblin Horde should have got an attack of opportunity because you left their threat range, but I forgot to do that. So that's
No,
my
not
bad.
if it's
Not if somebody else moves
yeah.
me. Yeah.
if it's only if it's what kind of movement like you mean
No.
to do it.
Fair enough.
Intentional.
Yeah, I think the whole idea is that like if it's you like turning your back to step away
Yeah.
or
Which, to be
Yeah.
fair, I've never really come across much people shoving their friends out the way to safety because my players are all dicks in my home game.
Wow.
My home game, not you.
That sucks for
I mean,
them.
yes,
I
you,
hate my home
Steph,
game players
but
too.
I know I'm a dick.
for them,
Why
it's
don't your
like...
friends tune into our games? I forget.
Yeah, Mitch, what the fuck?
Look, for them, it's every main character for themselves, okay?
Oh,
Why do you like them? Why are you friends with these people?
Because they're not actually your main characters, I'm just joking.
Hmm.
It's just one of
I
them
know.
who rocked up to our latest game and was like, I was a very powerful primordial master of elements before I was locked in ice for thousands of years and now have
Oh my
been
God,
awoken.
Same.
And I was like, so you're the
what a
avatar? And he was like,
concept.
oh shit.
Listen, here's the thing. If you're going to be like someone like with a crazy backstory, you at least have to be stupid and not remember it. Anyway,
Like
back
Aang.
to Mira. Yeah, like Aang, exactly. I'm glad Badger understood that.
Yes.
Ethan understood that reference. Okay, I'm gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on Goblin Horde, number magic, wild magic people.
Uh-huh.
This one,
Okay.
that'd be a 13 Wisdom save, please.
Fortunately for you, these goblins are among the wisest in the land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
However, they rolled a 2. So I'm not even going to bother
Bitch.
looking at the bonus because they definitely don't have like a plus 11.
Well, let me scroll up all the way to where my damage should be. Wait a minute. Hold on. Why is it taking me
Does
lower?
Tasha's Hideous
Hold-
Laughter not just knock them prone?
I don't
Gives
remember.
them the giggles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, they get the giggles, fall prone, and become incapacitated. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. Unable,
Ha!
unable to stand up
Incapacitated
for the
is-
duration.
Lethal when Warden is menacingly standing over them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do that. That's a turn
and they
that I
save at the end
definitely.
of each of their turns. Cool.
Hold on,
So-
wait a minute. I have. Let me make sure I marked.
Wait, I've
Yeah,
got
correct.
something for this.
Hold on. And I'm going to create an additional spell slot with my sorcery points, which is a bonus action. Goodbye, sorcery points.
Ugh, sorcerers are so OP. Please nerf. Thanks, Todd Howard.
I love sorcerers. They're like one of my
Really?
favorite classes.
I
Oh my
had no
God.
idea.
I'm like ready to multi-class every. I love them. Oh my God. Well, not all of them. My arcane archer doesn't get to be a sorcerer. She's just like whatever.
Do believe, however, this ends.
My turn.
Oh no, disguise self is not concentration. Holy shit! So you're still a goblin.
I'm a sexy goblin,
For life.
making these bitches laugh, and I'm
Oh,
just
and she's funny.
Oh,
All of a sudden, the goblins are very interested now.
I'm sexy and hilarious. I'm Mira.
Oh my god, guys, let's break immersion for a second. Sadist Cordin wants to offer promotion of our channel, viewers, followers, views, chatbots. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on, incredibly
you say-
flexible and convenient order management panel. Everything is in your hands to turn it on, off, and customize, and they're not a bot. You know why?
Did you
Because that
say
website
James
is
Corden?
dogehype.com.
James Corden? Oh my god, James Corden!
Oh my god,
Wait.
James Corden, hi.
I thought I said James Gordon for a second, which would.
But also
I don't know
to
that-
any listeners, please do not go to dogehype.com. This is very clearly a bot.
Yeah, it's 100%. You have to buy Dogecoin to do it.
What do you
so,
mean?
like-
It's James Corden.
Yeah, it's James Corden, right? You
Absolutely.
know, like the guy that was the cat, one of the Catsy Cats.
Yeah, he's well known
His
for
show
his
just
role in
ended,
Cats.
so he's looking for new revenue
Yeah,
streams. Yeah.
We're gonna get sued by James Corden.
I mean, but that would also
Probably.
mean we're being watched by James Corden.
What?
So.
Honestly, that would
I
like,
mean-
bump
I mean-
that would bump our viewership. That would just be a net gain for
We're
us.
not
Yeah, win's a win.
mad about him. We're just saying, like, maybe he watches.
Look, man, I'm British. I know how to take my wins when we get them, and if not, we'll steal them.
Oh, well done, Mitch. That was great. Yeah. You'll steal it just like you steal all of those. No, you know
Spices
what? No.
that we never use. Does
And
that
maybe
end your
you
turn,
let your
Mira?
press. Yeah, that's the end of my fucking turn. What a
As
what a ride.
Chester, as far as you're aware, you stuck your hand out of this tent to try and stab these goblins, and now they're all laughing at you. They are all just on the ground, rolling around, laughing.
Jeez, Rick.
Because why not make Tasha's hideous laughter something even funnier than it already is? Where is this goblin horde that's still on the... Oh, it's these guys that were running away. Rolls for bravery.
They have none.
They leave.
Yay! Leader
Goblins,
did a
am I right?
thing.
Fucking goblins.
As they just scatter off into the forest, having been left
for
at
them.
the back of the the back of this whole fight. They're like, okay, and run away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Linger
not-
was like, "How about you don't?" And they went, "You know what? Valid point." And they left.
Yeah.
She beat them with facts and logic.
Mhm.
as lingerers want to do. Goblin Horde 8, however, are going to move on over this way to the lovely new lady who has appeared.
Are there
and that will
hordes that
end-
aren't on the map?
I
Sorry,
don't see that one.
I didn't see that horde.
you
Yeah,
should
I
do.
only
They're right
see-
here. How zoomed in are you?
No, it's not on our
How
map.
It's not
tiny
on
are
our
they?
map. Yeah.
Oh, they
it's
might
not
be
on our
the
map.
invisible ones.
Oh.
Oh my god! No
Oh.
wonder we can't fucking see them. Jesus.
Okay.
I knew there was one invisible horde, and I couldn't remember which one it was. I guess it's these guys.
Okay.
One of these hordes is invisible, says Midge. Who is it? We can't see them.
It was really
I
hard to
don't
distinct.
know.
Look, there's no indicator on my
That's why
DM
I-
map of an invisible horde. They're just
Hey.
slightly grayed out.
Hey Shard, we know that you might be watching and we're happy to be here, but like if you could make like an indicator or something of like invisible, that would be
This is when I
like,
find out that I could probably add
cool.
one myself. Add condition.
I feel like life imitates art in
condition.
this case, though. So
oh never
invisible.
mind. Mitch is just
Maybe
There we
just
go.
make it more intuitive would be good.
Oh no, there's still no indicator. Okay.
Like you click
They
on
broke
it, it
Mitch.
gives you like an array of options. I know there's another program that probably shall not be spoken, but you do that and just you
yeah,
click
that's oh no, my mic is all my camera's
To be
all
fair, I
That
can
would
do
be
that.
fun.
It just doesn't give an indicator. I don't know why.
Well, they should include that.
Shard.
But yes, just
Mm.
something to ponder whilst you're staring
Right.
into your orb. That will end that goblin horde's turn.
What big wizard energy to just be like staring into orb.
Speaking of big wizard energy, it's Linga's turn.
Hey, hey, it is. But what shall she do?
BWE. Woo!
Well,
I haven't
Yeah,
taken
you
my
know
meds
she got
yet.
that BWE.
I'm gonna
Well,
take my drugs
yeah, I still don't have drugs.
next year, Lindsay. Next year.
We do
Yeah.
not endorse taking drugs on this channel unless they are medicated.
Yeah, these are
And
medicated.
prescribed.
pot or mushrooms.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, mushrooms are fine.
Or anything that's legal within your
Yes.
the country
Gray
upon which
area.
you dwell.
We're not gonna yuck your yum, but don't hurt your family and friends.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
think yuck your yum is my favorite Lindsay phrase.
I love
This is a really good Lindsayism.
And I know it's not necessarily a Lindsay phrase from memory, but the fact that you enjoy it so much and love using it makes it a Lindsay phrase.
Totally.
Okay, well, let's see. Linger, not to yuck this lady's or person. We don't know. This person's yum. Let's see. See, I've been sitting here trying to remember what all we've seen this person do, and if
So far it
has
was
been
touch
aggressive.
a goblin, turn the goblin
Yeah.
red, and smoky.
Smoky.
Smoking!
Oh.
All right. Well, then
I
she's not
like-
going to use her magic. Really, she's going to just use thaumaturgy to call over. Because why burn up the weave when you don't got to? So the least charismatic character in the party is going to call over to the obvious leader.
Hell yeah.
I thought you were talking about Warden for not being charismatic. I was like, that's so mean, Lindsay.
I'm
No,
told
I'm
I'm
talking
very
about the
handsome.
dead one. That's very judgy. Well, he might be dead. We don't know. Anyway, I highly recommend that you stand down. I've already gotten some of your goblins to stand down. These over here, my friends will certainly deal with momentarily. You're obviously outclassed here, at least with your assistance. So maybe just parlay instead of
Sorry, continue.
more death. All this. And the gloopy fire. And she just shakes her hands. She can't. So bad at this. All right. Make a
Make a wish.
Check.
Make a persuasion check, because it sounded to me. Feel free to
yeah.
tell me I'm wrong. Linga has a very specific way of talking that I'm still trying to figure out when she's being intimidating and when she's just being Linga.
Yeah. That was actually her trying to be persuasive.
It felt persuasive,
15.
but also there's like the whole look, just,
Yeah.
15.
I'll-
Cool.
I'll try to incorporate like some kind of thunder or something when she's being intimidating so that you know. I don't know.
Nice. Well, usually as well, she has rip for like
Yeah.
extra emphasis.
Mhm.
And when rip
Can
is
we get
being
him like
menacing,
a little sheet of metal that he just shakes, makes thunder sounds? You know,
Yes.
like on the backstage. Okay.
I love that.
We'll have
Does
Chester teach him, maybe.
Does that end your turn, or are you doing anything else? I'll say,
No.
I'll be nice and say that didn't. Oh, excuse me if I could stop hiccuping and burping.
Ah!
I'll be nice and say it didn't take your action.
I mean, honestly, she's just gonna move over here towards her friends and maybe like pick up one of the, like, if there's still like a moldering leaf that had some gloopy fire on it, just like pick it up very disdainfully and just look at the woman like this. This is okay.
Still just like slightly dripping fire.
Yeah.
Like the leaf isn't even burning, it's like melting.
Yeah. No, this isn't. No.
We hate
Cool.
that.
Okay, that's her turn. She has persuaded, she's been judgmental, and she's tried to be hopeful.
Ooh. The figure looks up from the goblin that she's been empowering and just kind of pushes it away as it staggers back. She turns to look towards Linger. And I am always ready and prepared to talk. I can have my goblins stand down should you so wish.
Linger's like, that's what you heard me say to do. That was okay.
And she just snaps. And I mean, Linger as well, being very familiar with these sorts of things. Definite thaumaturgy, just carrying the sound of this click across this makeshift battlefield. All the goblins that were laughing, like, still laughing because they're still under the effects of the spell, but are all like turning and looking in her direction. You see another horde just pop into existence next to her because they were invisible. Now they're not. As that surge wears off. And she just takes a few steps forwards towards you and just kind of opens up her arms quite non-threateningly. And I am the High Priestess. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I get to use my catchphrase here. Chester Fields, pleased to meet you.
And with that, given that she's decided to temporarily call off the goblins, I will
No, it'll
say
be permanent. Chester's got this.
we'll keep initiative order, but we are currently out of initiative. So if we do need to jump back in, we'll just jump back into the same order we had before.
No. Chester's got this. We're good. We're good.
We're good.
What, in curiosity, what priestess are you high of? What
Weird.
god, goddess, or other?
Please, come closer. Let us not shout at each other across the field.
Oh yes,
quite
I
unbecoming.
suppose I should get out of my tent here. Yes. He sticks it into the ground and straightens himself up a little bit before hopping out.
As he's passing by Ward, Ward will like give like dust off his back a little bit. You got some photo there. Warden will sit next to him.
Pardon me if I don't wish to step in your goop.
Yes, fortunately, this is not mine. This is just where the goblins made their home, but I can understand one not wanting to step in the tar.
Yes.
Quite unsavory.
You were about to tell me which religion you were high priestess of, I do believe.
Yes, of course. I am the High Priestess of the Sun God.
I had a feeling.
Oh.
Well, we've had some encounters with members of your, let's say, following.
Is that so?
Oh, yes. It's interesting guys you've got there. I'm
Right.
starting to think maybe they're not big fans of the town of... Oh, shit. No. Ebonwood.
If there are those who choose not to believe in the cleansing power of the flames, sometimes it is best to demonstrate that. The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Oh, doesn't it? Yes, yes. So, free will is not big on the tenets of your religion, you might say.
Oh, by all means, people are free to follow or not to follow, but we are similarly free to enact our will and the orders of our Lord.
Yes. On the note of your lord, where are you based out of? Should I wish to seek them out and join up, perhaps become a priestess of myself? He said
Make a
priestess.
persuasion check. I know Chester hates those.
That's my best stat. I got a 10, though.
Oh.
Oh, baby.
She smiles at you and just kind of drapes her forearm over the shoulders of one of the nearby goblins. It is somewhat of a closely guarded secret, I'm afraid.
Oh, quite understandable, yes. I guess one of my, I don't want to say final questions, and I will ask my compatriots if they have anything to say, but I am curious what it will take for you and your goblin menace, no offense, to vacate the area and leave the good people of Ebonwood alone.
She pauses for a moment and we simply seek to alert the common people to the coming of the Sun God. We, of course, are always looking for those who would join our order. However, on occasion, we are under oath and order to provide our Lord and Master with his every desire, and occasionally such desire may be the raising of a town in search of his goals.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar?
Because that worked out so well for your sexy goblin. No. She doesn't say that. As far as she's aware, Mira's always been a goblin.
As far as Mir's aware, too. No, I'm joking.
We have, yes. But
All right.
so he says it, so let it be done. We are simply the instruments that carry out his will.
Yes, you are instruments. Fellows, Warren, Ninga, yeah, you have anything I should ask this individual here?
Mira looks at Linger.
Linga looks at Mira.
I mean, Linger has thoughts, but none of them are going to make the situation better.
No. I'm not expecting that either, but
if you want her to talk.
I feel like nothing we say is going to make this better.
You never know.
I guess that's
Well, I
true.
suppose I have a few inquiries. what sort of god requires people to come down and do digging for them? Wouldn't they just be able to just get what they need on their own, being a god and all? Also, just the general involvement with the lesser entities has always baffled me. They being gods and godly and having infinite power, you would think that they could just sort of wipe their own butts, if you would. So I do have concerns that you might be bamboozled by something that just thinks that it's a god. You should definitely have some introspection and a good sit down and think about that. On top of that, the wanton murder of innocent people usually doesn't bode well for any sort of deity. Believe they've been warring forever, and that's usually a point of contention. So you might want to check on which side of that you would prefer to be on. We here in our group, pretty sure anti-wanted murder of innocent people, right? We are. That's the stance that we're taking.
Yeah. Yes.
So we're going to have to
Gordon, I noticed you didn't say anything.
You just hear like that metal, like as he like raises his hands, just like nods his head, like no, I agree.
Inside check.
Oh my god.
Murder.
Shrugs.
I love murder.
We love
Murder bot.
We love so much murder. But yes, based on all of these things, I would recommend that you take some time for yourself and really figure out what you're wanting out of this whole situation, because it does seem to me that you are being tricked. And well, we're not going to just, at least to the best of my ability, I'm not going to allow you to just run rampant in the countryside killing farmers. First of all, it's very trite. And secondly, it's not a respectable line of employment.
In this essay, I will.
Yeah. All right, she's done. Then she just crosses her arm, taps her fingers on her upper arms, and waits.
She smiles at you and just... You are quite right in the infinite power
Oh, I know.
of a god. Ours is one who seeks to achieve godhood. His power is close, but yet as not infinite.
Well, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
So he's not actually a god then. So you're worshipping a not god. And there's perfectly good already gods. Plenty of
We
them.
follow him in his pursuit, and when the time is right, we will worship him, yes.
But you're his priestess now, which implies that you already worship him.
That is just a moniker that the asshole who is running this game has come up with. And in time, it will all make sense when you hear the other names of my cool friends.
My cool friends.
This is open up.
There's
a new
also
line
the
of
low
questioning.
priestess.
Oh, yes.
Ah!
What does your soon-to-be god, I have no doubt, what does this individual need in order to attain this lofty goal?
I am afraid I cannot share that with you.
He's going to look at her real close and say, wouldn't be the sands, perhaps, would it?
The sands!
The sand!
No, he hates sand. It's coarse, rough, irritating, and gets everywhere.
It's everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
Every time. She looks very pointedly at you, Chester. And just,
I thought she might.
what sands are these?
Oh, playing dumb. Okay, well, if that's the way you want to go, we got some of the dumbest people in this party you can imagine. So you are
Yeah,
outnumbered.
Mira leans over to Lingard and is like, what are the sands?
Can we not when I'm drinking? Thanks.
No, it's funnier.
I think we both know about the sands, and I think this powwow, as it were, is probably coming to its inevitable conclusion. Wouldn't you say so, High Priestess?
Hey
Of
man,
the
that's
sun
just like
God,
your opinion.
and he does really
Yeah.
air quotes.
Hell yeah.
God, and then he even goes, yeah, I'm doing air quotes when I say God here, like this.
Yeah, you show her, Chester.
I killed it with punctuation.
For the rest of the
shit.
campaign, every time we say God, it's like this about this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, forever.
I'm gonna apologize right now. I went to open up OneNote and I've just accidentally clicked on Adobe Premiere, so my PC
Classic.
components will be with you in
Classic.
3 to 5 working
Yeah.
weeks.
Hey.
Yikes.
As she just... You would do well not to mock the sun's wrath. He may not be a deity yet, but is still not quite the forgiving type. And nor am I.
He's not a god, but I still like him. Got it.
Yeah.
That's okay. You can like whoever you want,
No
you
matter.
know? It's like totally cool. I feel like she feels like I'm mocking her.
But I see no reason to draw this out much longer than necessary. I am willing to spare your lives on this instance, and to consider discussing the withdrawal of the goblins from Ebonwood. And in return, you never bother us again.
Ooh.
Yeah, if I could just have a moment to confer with my compatriots.
End of
here.
campaign.
Sidebar.
Cool. She leaves. End of game. Bye, guys. See you in the next one.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his giant arms for the classic huddle and probably be able to reach around all of them at once, which is fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Give
And
him a
we'll-
good reach around.
Yeah. Make sure we move away enough to be appropriate.
Yes.
All that.
As soon as they're in the huddle, okay, we're gonna kill her, right?
Perhaps not today. We don't really know her whole
okay.
deal. The deal that she wants though is just rife with loopholes. So
Loopholes.
leave us alone. Us who? Us these particular goblins? Sure, just don't let her get specific.
All right, I like the way you think.
They leave the town alone on in perpetuity forever, and we leave them alone.
How do we know? What if we encounter one of these goblins again? How do we know that? What should we? Should we write a number on them, like on their forehead?
We
One.
could do a password.
Oh yeah.
We meet a goblin, say, "What's a password?" And if they don't say, I don't know, let's see, swordfish,
Yeah.
then we immortalize them right then and there.
100%.
I mean, if they're being jerks, of course.
Of course.
As long as they're not being aggressive towards us, I think we can leave them alone.
I love the idea that, like, eventually, sometime down the road, we're gonna stumble into a goblin and they're just gonna raise their arms, and yell, mackerel, trout, cod, fuck,
Oh, wrong.
Unfortunately, you didn't say swordfish, therefore death.
Yep.
Oh my
Here for it.
gosh. Yeah.
All right, I'm game. I'm game to give it a go.
Yeah.
And okay, wait, just plan B.
The huddle comes back
yeah.
as you're starting to separate. Oh, wait. All back
Wait,
in.
plan B. if she starts to go off the rails, I'll try to not telepathically, telekinetically pull her into the tar, and then maybe one of you light it on fire. Plan B.
Sure.
Sure. Yes.
All right. Plan A first. That's how it goes. A and then B.
A and then B.
Perfect. Love it.
And then
Right.
C.
Yeah. Ooh, plan C. I don't like that. All right. He'll head back. All right. High Priestess of the Sun God, we, I believe, have come to the conclusion that what you have proposed is fair. You leave and do not harm the town of Ebonwood now or forever, and we will leave you alone.
You very specifically.
God damn it.
Oh boy.
All right. Linger's just gonna go fuck around somewhere. Just walks off at that point. Just turns around and walks off.
Wait,
Yeah,
was
the
I
hell.
not supposed to say it?
No, you weren't supposed to say
I didn't
anything.
say it. I didn't say it.
We're
Cut.
just letting Chester handle things.
Cut. Rewind.
There's a spell for that. You need that.
Yep. Yeah,
Oh.
Linger's just gonna go wait up the hill.
I didn't say that. No, Mitch. I didn't say it. I was just joshing. I was joshing.
I'll allow it.
When she
Thank
says,
you.
okay.
Oh gosh. I'm so sorry.
Those
Fuck me.
moments when Steph just becomes Mira are
Yeah.
just...
Oh my god.
Art and life
that was
again.
really
You
what happened.
specifically, wait, are we not supposed to tell her that?
Linger's like, okay, just don't get specific. Mira's
Immediately get specific.
like, oh my god.
I am so sorry, Lindsay, that I caused you that much stress in those like few seconds.
I mean, the odds are the plan won't work, but that definitely would make it not work.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that was the eye error. I'm so sorry.
She starts to drift up off the ground, if I can speak, slightly, and very well. I will ensure the goblins leave this area by the end of the week, and in return, no longer shall you meddle in the sun god's affairs. Farewell. And she
Now
just
for now.
starts to just dramatically float up into the sky. Quite slowly, but still
Uh,
floating.
I mean, we didn't
nonetheless.
agree to that.
no, he goes back in for the huddle. Well, the interesting thing there is she said sun god, which doesn't actually exist. So I feel like that's a nice technicality there.
I mean, either way, you didn't agree to that. You just said
Nope,
so. Yeah, loopholes. We'll take
we're
it.
safe.
She was very clear that the sun god is not a god. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
we could call me Linger God. That doesn't make me a god. So,
If enough people believe in you, do you become a god? I don't know how it works.
I'm not very into the whole deity thing myself. So,
it does seem, well, right from her mouth, she needs these sands in order to make this individual god. So, ergo, therefore, hence, we get the sands, it can't happen.
well, I think we should get the sands anyway.
And then we can become God. Yeah, I do too.
We can
agree
become
with-
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, ergo henceforth.
Lingers here, like, I'm not saying that it's not a bad idea to stop the bad guys getting this potentially all-powerful thing, but if we can get the all-powerful thing, I want it.
What's a voice that could happen?
Rip could have it. That's the worst that
Oh,
could
no.
happen.
Oh man.
You say it like it's a bad thing.
It's well, it is. Yeah, that's the implication there. You see.
Oh,
What she hasn't
no.
told you is Rip's full
the
title
best thing.
is Rip eater of worlds.
Oh yeah.
Rip is
But
just
you know,
a
it's like
Max
how
character.
the sun god is the sun god. Rip the eater of worlds. You know. It's,
Okay, that's better.
He eats
Yeah.
some worlds, and by worlds we mean marbles that look like a world.
Yeah.
Please don't ask me why that's the first thing that came to my brain,
Because
but
they,
here
they
we
look all
are.
swirly like planets.
Yeah.
I got you.
Did we
Thanks.
recognize her race?
Sorry?
Did we recognize her race, the High Priestess?
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, okay. Oh, 17. Look at me.
17. Oh, excuse me. Very covered in runes and swirly patterns, much like Mira.
Ah.
But distinguishable. You could see kind of below the almost, I mean, it's the easiest comparison to draw. Hades in Hercules, the blue flame hair. Occasionally, as it's kind of swirling around, you caught ear tips and ear shapes. And then kind of from the rest of the face, the eyes don't usually glow, but from kind of the overall shape of the eyes and just the general stature of the figure before you seemed to be an air ganassi.
All right, for my notes.
Yes. And with that, as the High Priestess takes her leave, we're going to take ours and go on a little break.
Yeah.
What a
Yes.
segue, Mitch.
What a segue.
Good job.
Right at 10.
As the High
depending where you are.
Priestess dramatically floats away, so too shall we as we go on a break.
Hell yeah.
We will see
Let's
you
go.
very soon. Bye.
Very, very soon.
we're back. Hello.
To somebody, yeah.
It's alright, they'll see it 9 minutes from now.
Eventually.
I don't know what's going on today. I apologise. It might just be England internet. Who knows? But apparently, I'm having a lot of issues today.
It just went down.
You what?
I said it just went down.
Oh,
Like
I thought you
down,
meant the
down, like
stream went down. I was like, dude.
It did on my phone anyway.
Oh, God.
Okay, back up.
This is still
I'm watching
saying
an
it's been
ad.
going for an hour 18, so it looks
Add
fine.
1 of 2. Ooh,
It says
McDonald's.
it's going for me.
Yeah. The adventure
It's
continues in 5
yeah,
something minutes.
5
Cool.
minutes and 55 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently we did go down. Oh no, it's saying
Oh.
broadcasting, not processing. My bad. I can't read. Oh! I need to export that video. That was me completing Ocarina of Time. And it's expiring in 5 days. I've been
Yeah.
busy. Hello, we're back. It's Dungeons and Dragons, not ADHD
It is.
hour.
Oh, you're wrong about that. It's always
Yeah.
ADHD
Yeah.
hour here.
So, as I click my neck, the goblins are starting to pack up their camp. The High Priestess has vanished. What would you guys like to do?
Hmm.
Good job, team. Our work here is done. It's,
Chester's going to say to the
Another happy
goblins
landing.
tying up their camp, do y'all need a hand with that?
Yeah!
And then he starts clapping
nice.
Nice.
and then leaves.
One of them walks past, stops, sees you clapping, and just, dick!
Yeah, fair.
Cool, my pen stopped working.
We love that.
It has fresh ink. But yes, what would you guys like to do?
I guess we return to Ebonwood as the conquering heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, at least
That
this
sounds.
Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. I just said that sounds correct. So go ahead.
I was just going to say, at least this one went better than that time you disintegrated a teacher. Remember that one, guys?
We're learning. You
I
know,
don't remember disintegrating a teacher.
that was me.
It was an
I don't
accident, to be
remember.
fair.
I wasn't there.
You know, just doing wizard stuff with my friends.
Sometimes when wizards whiz, there's collateral damage.
I mean, truly.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's fine.
They really were a bad guy though, so it was like, you know,
So, yeah, so it's okay.
They were possessed. It was not their fault. So... that's on
Should have been possessed.
Shouldn't have been possessed.
all right. Well, I've done my job to fuck us in the future. What do you guys want to do?
Do remember as well, Rip is
Mm.
currently at the Arcano Mechanic shop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we
Which-
should go pick Rip.
Oh jeez, Rick! We should go pick Rick back up.
Oh, man.
Which way is Ebonwood? I guess would be my first question. Since we got
Where are we?
we got here via
Woods.
sewers,
Oh, that's right.
and ideally, if we don't have to take the same way back, that would be ideal.
Yeah, we should probably collapse or otherwise block that particular Or, well, not us, but let them know that they
Lead
Do
need.
you think we should just collapse the sewers? Like, I don't think they're really using them.
What?
Yeah, more just that one access point, I think.
Ethan was just like, what?
Oh no.
We love our sewers in D&D in real life, for different reasons.
It's better than being on a septic tank.
Oh god, septic's worst.
I know, right? So bad.
All right, let's go.
Anyway,
Cool. So you
Yeah,
head
let's
back.
do it.
You do know the way back to the tunnel, and you do also know that regardless where you were was northeast of Ebonwood, and you could join back up to the main road to re-enter the city
let's do that.
after collapsing
We
into
do
the
that.
tunnel, or if you want to go back and tell someone, that's fine. Can this pen fucking work?
I feel like telling them is probably the better way to go. We can't go solving everyone's problems. It's just we can't do that.
That's
That
fine.
and, like there's probably like permits or then they're gonna like if the sidewalk cracks and are we liable? We'll just leave it to the city.
Manual labor, which I abhor.
If we just use some spells, it'd be fine. But
Yeah. I don't know if my spells are necessarily up to the task of collapsing the tunnel. I suppose if I mock it strong enough, viciously.
Very well.
Yes.
You rejoin the main road and
Mm-hmm.
enter Ebonwood for the sake of brevity.
Mm-hmm.
And rather than being like, yeah, travel time all the way back, to get to places, sure, but to get back, depends where you are.
And so that's why I thoroughly believe the sands would be much safer in our hands, specifically mine. In this case, we can be specific. And then together we can more easily
Make sands.
delegate
Keep
the
sands.
use of said sands. Yes.
Well, we could divvy them up as well. That's a
Yes,
nice thing about
yes.
sand, easy to divide. You
Mhm.
just,
What?
kind of do one of these and then
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to use the sand for?
probably snort
Not-
it.
Becoming a god, not that.
Oh, I was thinking we could
Really
put
proud of
it in
yourself on
like.
that one, huh?
I was thinking that we could put it in some like little bags and use them as paperweights.
I could perhaps become more the person I was previously would be ideal use. A pulse would be fun to have again.
Could we rub the sand all over you?
I don't know what sort of ritualistic components will be required. That it could be that I need a
Furiously
good
scribbles to bring someone back
exfoliant.
to life. Sand must be rubbed.
Could we rub it all over Warden? I don't think he has a pulse either.
If he wishes, we could certainly look into that.
I think that's what gets in between the plates of my armor.
Oh yeah, I guess it kind of does get everywhere, doesn't it? It's like once it's in there, it's like you can't get it out. 'Cause, like if you go to the beach once and you get in your car, it's just everywhere, right? Your carriage.
What?
It's
Or cart.
Cart.
Soft on the T.
yeah. So, sorry, it's my
It's part of the accent.
it's my
Yeah,
native
yeah.
accent. Yes, we drop the T's.
Just sometimes for fun.
Yeah, like if you go to the beach and you have your cart and you get back in after you've gone to the beach, even though you've gotten all the sand off and you wiped your feet and you did all this stuff, then somehow you get in your car and there There's still sand, and you're like, ah. You just don't know. You don't know. Who knows, right? It just came with you. It traveled with you. It was in your pockets. It was in your.
Ugh.
It was
In your pocket
pocket.
and on your feet.
And your feet.
Bottom of your basket.
Oh, where is basket? Wait, is that what I need? Biscuit?
That was
I think it was
basket.
basket.
It was
Yeah,
basket.
basket.
Where's basket?
Maybe they stayed at the Arcano place too.
I think we
I
did.
think so. Yeah, I think we left basket there.
Sure.
Can we build a little, or have them build a little saddle for basket?
I don't think basket's big enough.
Not
Unless it's
for
for
us,
Rip.
but for Rip. But yeah.
Probably. Although maybe
Excellent.
not at the Arcano Mechanics, maybe it's somewhere that's better at working with stuff like saddles.
I mean, it could be a little metal, like clip-on saddle.
Yeah.
It's
Quick
not to be
release.
comfortable.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just
Okay.
like some little footholds on his head. Then we get like a metal cape that like has hinges on it that like pretends to billow. That
Nice.
the little doggy can wear.
So where do you guys want to go first?
To get our companions.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Basket
head
and
to Britha's Mechanics
Mhm.
and are greeted once again at the door by the automaton, who opens the door and welcome back, and you hear cogs spinning and whirring, and Warden and Mura and Linga and Chester Fields.
Yes, Fields. Yes.
And it kind
Pleasure
of
as
rolls to the
always.
side. Please enter.
Muir jumps in. Ah,
A message has been sent to Britha to make her aware of your arrival.
okay.
Does Britha make filters? I feel like we need a Britha.
Ha
As
ha
we're
ha.
Wow.
as we're waiting, can I like look around? Like,
Yeah. There's not a huge amount here in terms of armor and weaponry.
mhm.
There is kind of a small section towards the back where you can see a few bits of weapon and armor hanging, but for the most part it's all just kind of like arcano-mechanical inventions. You can
Right.
see kind of flying around your heads are clockwork birds that occasionally kind of stop and perch on footholds, and bird perches that are just scattered across the room. There's mechanical animals running around, some on shelves, clearly deactivated. You looking for anything in particular, or just having a little wander around?
I just kind of, I guess for anything that could like, I guess for any upgrades, I suppose, or any tools I could use.
Okay. Upgrades being to you.
Hmm. Yeah, as a warforged.
Potentially. You could always ask.
Hmm.
In terms of tools, there's some pretty basic sets from the looks of it. I mean, you can see there are a few labels here and there where it's kind of just like retractable shovel, things like that. Just kind of like a lot of aspects are kind of tools that have been improved by being tinkered and made mechanical. A As you're having a look around and I'm having a scroll through my stuff.
Specifically, I guess I'm looking also for just like mechanically Tinker's tools as well, because I
Yep.
don't actually have a
Yeah.
set of those.
There would definitely be those. I just
Awesome.
had forgotten to say that they would be a thing because I was busy looking at 2 other books at the same time.
Yeah.
But yes, there would be. You can kind of see closer to where the weapons and armor are. There are specific actual sets of tools, and there's tools for jewels. There's a set of Tinker's tools, or there's multiple sets of Tinker tools. You can see there is just kind of laid in the middle of all these sets of tools, there is kind of like a slightly raised box with a pair of gloves that are just kind of like hand over hand crossed over each other. There's just like a pair of gloves, and you can see, if you like turn them over, you can see on the palm there is like an embroidered even, because it's leather, not metal, an embroidered hammer and anvil. And you can see there's a little label on the box that just says crafting gloves. But there would certainly be tinker's tools, jeweler's tools, another set of tools that I can't remember the name of. I'm scrolling
Tools.
frantically to
So
get to the
many
tool
tools.
sets. There's a lot of tools, yeah.
Yeah.
You can also
Every
see
tool
as
you
well,
can imagine.
wandering around, there are various arcano-mechanical prosthetic limbs that are out on display as kind of like display models for various options that are theoretically available. Bearing in mind, of course, that one doesn't necessarily have to lose a limb to have an arcano-mechanical limb. You can get extra limbs, but getting extra limbs carries the risk of starting to go insane.
Yeah, by the end of this, I'm just going to be Godric the Grafted.
Yes. Yeah. Continues scrolling frantically for just all the stuff. But as the other 3 of you presumably approach the counter, if Warden's just wandering around, as you're approaching, you see Britha kind of look up and notice you guys, and she kind of like excited hops up and down a few times and just you see as she kind of fumbles in the overcoat she's wearing today, pulls out a whistle, and just one short, sharp whistle.
Short.
Yeah, I realized after I said it, I said short, and then I paused and was like, did I say short or did I say short? I'm just going to continue because I don't think anyone noticed. And then I got called out.
Oh.
But yeah, there's a short, sharp whistle.
and a short whistle too.
Yes. And a brief pause where nothing happens, and she's kind of staring at you expectantly. And then you hear...
Oh my god.
As this airship comes barreling over the railing above you.
I love it.
And she... Ladies and gentlemen, I present Air Rip!
Air rip. Oh my god.
As the arcano-mechanical airship does a lap around the ceiling and just Tokyo drifts in along the counter.
Does he have a little red scarf?
He does. He has the old school aviator hat and goggles. As you see, he's just full on Captain Jack Sparrow, 1 foot on the railing, both hands on his hips as this airship slides to a halt. And it's kind of like floating just an inch above the desk. A small rope ladder rolls down the side, and he just slides down the side of it, stands up and salutes Linger.
Oh, he's the best. I don't even know why I play Linger. Just play
Before immediately scrambling and jumping back onto Linger.
Oh. Yeah. She holds her tail out so that he can leap on the tail, and then brings them all in close, and they have a little head pat. You know, as warm a welcome as you're going to see her give.
Aww.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of things, and that is definitely on the high tier of things I have seen.
Thank you. We worked very hard, and Ed Rip is quite the assistant, I must say.
Very clever, and seems to have picked up more than a little bit of flair from my companion. And she gestures towards Chester.
Oh god, I just looked at our fucking adventurers chat, Steph. Where are you the way that you are? Was it Steph that sent the... Oh no, it was Maywood.
No.
Sorry, I just assumed immediately that it was Steph.
It
Maywood, why are you the way that you are?
absolutely
Way to go, Steph. Nice.
Yeah,
was
God.
not.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I didn't know such thing. All I said was, it's a big crab. That's the only thing that I said.
It's because I saw your message and then carried on looking down, and my brain just went, yep, must just be Steph.
Oh my god. What a terrifying looking item. Jesus Christ.
For real.
Yeah, jeez.
So yeah, Linger is just going to step over to the side with Rip, and they're going to catch up, you know, without taking over the scene. Just...
So, is there anything else I can help you with? Did you... from the looks and smells of you, I assume you made it down into the sewers.
Yes, we did indeed. We did indeed, and it turned out to be a most fruitful enterprise.
Excellent. Is your work down there done?
I would hope so, because you are correct. It is not the nicest of places.
Yes. Might I have the seals back?
Oh yes, the seals. Here you are.
Thank
We'll
you.
hand them over.
And she places them back in a box and back under the counter. Before we do anything else, please, do feel free to take one of these. And she puts another box down on the counter, and you can see, much smaller definitely than the one Linger has, but you can see very similar looking stones to the one Linger carries around. It's one use only, but it will clean you up and deal with the smell.
Most kind. I perhaps save this for an emergency, but Linger, if you wouldn't mind a little of the old prestidigitation to remove the funk. I guess
Sorry,
we had become used to it.
don't know why we didn't think of this sooner. And she will presto and pull out the cleansing stone for everybody to use.
Oh yeah, use the cleansing stone.
It's because I don't breathe regularly, I suppose. I don't know.
I think it's because we were talking about the sands.
And like you're in a smell for enough time, and then you sort of become acclimatized to it. Probably didn't notice.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, is Warden just covered in like just goblin guts right now? Like
Yes.
I'm just always going to assume that Linger immediately cleans herself.
No,
She's
damn.
not one to be gross.
And then Chester would ask for that favor.
Yeah. So going forward,
So
we're
Mira
establishing...
and Warden are just covered in shit and goblin guts.
I'm still a goblin. Has that worn off? It's
By
probably
now, yes, because it's an
Yeah.
hour.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to walk and stuff.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do
you're
walk.
walking here.
We're walking.
I'm walking here. Just mid walk, turns back to Mira. Oh,
Little shower of confetti. Suddenly like half a foot taller again. Oh yeah. But yeah, she kind of looks around. So, is there anything I can help you with today?
Do I owe you anything for the little
Oh,
flying contraption?
Yes. Indeed. Let me. She pulls out. Sorry, I got caught up in the excitement of the big reveal. You know how it is. She pulls out a small book from under the table. The tinkering, the change here and there, that which you have yet to see. We'll call it 5 silver.
Done.
Excellent. And she winks at Rip.
Rip moves his head like he winked, but he doesn't have.
The soulless
They're just-
voids.
Yeah, they're just dark pits. So who knows? Who
Oh, I
knows?
can add Rip to the map. Excellent.
Yay!
So in
Oh,
future, when we need him, I can add him.
Did you
Oh yeah, he's a badger.
Can I do an int based
He's a what?
warlock multi-class and do the great old one?
And what? Have it be Rip?
Yeah.
Good man.
I'm open to
great
discussion.
old one and one great old one leaves? Mira's like, did you fix Basket? I feel like
Yes.
I should change his name to Biscuit.
I kind of like the idea that you would go back and forth between them without even realizing you're doing it.
Love that. Did you fix Biscuit? Biscuit, Basket,
Yes, I
Biscuit,
did.
Tasket.
And she
Just get a tasket, a biscuit, a basket.
pulls a rope nearby. You hear a bell ring, and then you hear the whirring of an automaton coming down the stairs. And you can see
Dora.
it's carrying Biscuit, but not Basket.
Oh. Biscuit!
Yes, it was actually very minor works needed, so
Well, yeah, because Warden did most of the work
And-
on him.
he actually did a very good job, I must say. Is your friend a tinkerer?
Mira like spins around and is like, "Hey, Warden! You tinker."
He's just right there.
Oh God, she just screams.
I'm not by trade, but more so by necessity, as you can probably tell.
She
It's
kind
because
of,
he
like,
wears armor. She's like, knocks.
squints, as you say, as you can tell. You have arcana mechanics, I assume? I mean, on you, inside you, are you limbs, or is it the armor?
He'll just kind of like deflate a little bit and raise his arm, and then like his whole hand will like turn like 360 degrees around,
She slides the goggles down over her eyes, and they're just massively magnified. Interesting. Very interesting. Slides them back up. Well, you've done some excellent work. All that was needed was about a silver's worth of tinkering on Biscuit? I believe it was Basket when you dropped him off, but now it's Biscuit.
It's both.
Right.
She just nods. Where's my money on this chart?
In equipment.
Where's
Right
my
there
money?
near bottom.
Yes. Okay. I give her a silver.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So were you looking to purchase or commission anything else? Or just dropping by to return the seals and pick up the orders?
Yeah, Warden's going to place like the tinkerer's tools on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
I require a new set.
Very well. And she slides them towards her, and you watch as she kind of like picks up a little tag that's affixed to the side of it and picks up some sort of strange contraption from underneath the counter and
Don't
holds
say
it near the
beeps.
tag, and you hear a
Don't say it beeps. Son of a bitch. Okay.
You son of a bitch.
And what are those gloves over there?
Oh, yes, the crafting gloves. Therefore, less tinkering and more for the actual crafting of items, materials, weapons, whatever it is really you wish to
Bath bombs?
craft. Yes,
You know
presume-
what that is?
some sort of black powder device that you drop into a bath. I don't know why you would want to, but
100%. Well, it's not black powder. It's kind of like baking soda and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, she pulls out like 5 bath bombs and is like, I don't suggest using these on metal things. It could rust them.
Right.
However, they have a lot of different scents. What
I see.
race is she again?
human.
Great. So you can use these very safely. They are fantastic. They make you smell nice, and they're all promoting relaxation, except for this one, which is citrusy and kind of promotes energy. So I've used a lot of essential oil.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to verify everything she has said as a customer of hers. They go above and beyond.
Above and beyond. I have so many good reviews from many customers over the whole world. All of it.
That's quite impressive. But yes, as I was saying, the crafting gloves.
She just Mira, while she's continuing to talk, Mira just like arranges them in like a particular order and is like, she's just gonna leave them on the counter.
I do have a pair myself, as does one of our local crafters. They are sort of a combination of arcano-mechanical engineering and minor enchantment. They make it a lot easier to get the crafting done. So, in terms of actual mechanics, because she can't really explain above table mechanics, the gloves of crafting that I've now lost, there they are. While you are wearing them, you count as 2 people when you are attempting to craft an item, so it reduces the crafting time to half, rounded up.
Not relevant to this, but kind of relevant to this. Could we attach extra armor arms to Warden and give him 4 arms and then put two sets of crafting gloves on those arms, and then it would be like
Walking factory.
8, yeah, I'm just asking. I'm not planning to do this, but above game, I just had a brain blast.
Given the fact that it would cost a fair bit to do so, I don't know if I'd say no.
Okay,
Because
so
you've still got to
this.
pay for the crafting anyway. It just gets done faster, which is really just a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. If you do bring that up, in character 2, Warden will actually like stop you mid-sentence.
Do you want extra arms?
No.
No.
Why not? I can put, okay, just think about it. I'm pretty sure that there's a glue that I could use to attach some gloves to you, arms to you.
There will be no more arms.
Okay, I have to respect that because it's your body, so, you know, your body, your choice, you know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
I mean, it's valid.
this is
It's
very
true.
valid.
Jeez. No, there will be none of that.
You sound grumpy.
He'll turn back to the lady. How much for the gloves and tools?
The tools are 50 gold. The gloves, given the minor enchantment, and pulls out a book and starts rifling through the pages whilst I do the same. Generally, if a shopkeeper in Mitch's world is rifling through pages of a book to find a cost, it's because Mitch is doing it.
What?
Peek behind the curtain.
Man,
I know, right?
50 gold for tools?
Yeah, Tinker's tools are expensive. some reason.
Mira, realizing how she may have upset Warden, takes out her bath with the bath bombs in it, and then pulls out a smaller bag which has
another
50
bag
gold in
inside
it.
it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she pulls out a smaller bag and then takes out the 2 silver that she has and pops out 50 gold and is like, I got them. And then she looks at Warden and is like, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings by suggesting more arms, but let me pay for this because you helped me a lot with Biscuit. So I don't have any use for this money because I usually don't buy things. Sometimes I just find them. Mostly on the side of the road. Or like
Mostly, I just find things and decide it's mine.
We will split it. 25 gold.
No, I pay for okay, fine. Is you sure? I'll pay. I can pay for it.
That will not be necessary.
Okay.
For the gloves, it is, unfortunately, because of the minor enchantment on it, it is slightly more expensive.
Wait a minute, how much?
Will cost you 250 gold.
Can I trade you some bath bombs?
They are priceless.
They are okay. First of all, I feel like each one of these bath bombs is worth about 10 gold. I'm giving you 6, right? So that's like 60 gold. I have so many more in my bag. Plus, first of all,
I am open to trades.
Okay, cool. So
Not necessarily exclusively for bath bombs.
Right. So Mira pulls out 4 more bath bombs and is like, this is 100 gold worth of bath bombs. You get a variety pack here of
like how
here's
I'm flicking through people's inventories, and 3 out of the 4 inventories have at least 1 Mura bath bomb.
Except for Mura's inventory, which has no bath bombs in it because it is just a made up amount that I feel like she just has because she has a bag of holding, right? I think we said that. It's not here, but because that's what in the last campaign she got
yes,
from
her very good friend
Spanner.
who you remember the name of, don't you?
Banner. Fuck you. Wait, hold on. Let me put a bag of colding as well.
Yeah, we do have a bag of colding from my supplement.
I don't have one of those though, so yes. Okay. Save. Okay. So Mira pulls out like her 10 bath bombs and is like, this is clearly 100 gold worth of bath bombs. I also have 20 crossbow bolts. This crystal, a crystal egg. I have some rope. I also have a light crossbow that I never use. You just
the old harmonica.
Yeah, I was like, harmonica.
He's back,
My
baby.
favorite.
Yeah.
I think, okay, plus you should be able to 100% cut us a deal because we're buying the Tinkerer's tools, right? And we're good customers. Look, we already paid for Rip and Biscuit Basket to get the fix-ups. So what do you say?
So, what are you offering up? Because my brain shut down at the
So I'm just
storm of...
Well, first of all, that's the goal. Second of all, 10. Okay, so I have let me just minus the gold from the other thing. Minus 25. I'm placing 29 gold, 2 silver, 10 bath bombs, like the ESRP of 100 gold. That's what we're. Listen, this is. Hey, look. Mura is. These are artisan items. They take crafting time. You have to mix the oil. You have to find them.
Locally sourced.
Locally sourced. Only seasonal.
And
Okay, so-
when have you been
and I
doing
got-
this crafting?
Listen, I'm not telling you when I've been doing these crafting. How old are these bath bombs? Nobody knows. How old is Mira? Nobody knows. So these bath bombs, these are artifacts. Maybe they are
Ooh.
ancient. Oh, you don't know how old they are. I was there.
There might be ingredients in these that no longer exist.
Yeah, these bath bombs are at least 50 years old, like me. I believe that's how much time has passed. I'm not really sure. Time is kind of a flat circle for me.
So 29 gold, 2 silver, 10 bath bombs.
Yeah, 20 crossbow bolts, a light crossbow.
I forgot
and
Mira has a light crossbow.
Yeah, me too. One dagger because I have 2, and I gotta keep at least one just in case I gotta stab somebody. I also have a crystal and a crystal egg, but I don't remember specifically where they are from or what they do. I'd like to.
I know
keep
exactly
the
what
egg,
the
though.
crystal egg's from.
What is it from?
When you met Linga.
Oh, okay, never mind. I keep the egg. She takes it out and she's like, and the crystal, nope. And then puts it back in her bag. I gotta keep this one, but I have this crystal. I don't know what kind of rock it is because I'm not a rock person, but I do like the earth. So she now and is like, also, if you would like a lyre, I'm really good with mine, but I could part with it. She busts out her lyre, which is really old. I'm assuming.
Damn, they're worth a lot though.
Yeah, it's like 60 gold or something.
They're worth, I think, 30.
30.
No, I like 60 better.
Well, I'm sure you do.
Well, by my estimations, that's about 400 gold. But I'm willing to cut you a deal and say all of this for the gloves.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Did I help at all with my various interjections?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Chester yeah, baby. Persuasion. Okay, that was the first one, not great. The second one, worse. That's a 14.
14.
I have a +5.
Very good.
No.
She rubs her head slightly to get rid of the stress headache. So, daggers. I'm just looking through the stuff. How about you can keep your lyre? It clearly seems very sentimental to you.
Oh, it's really nice.
I will certainly take the dagger and crossbow, and I'm eager to try the bath bombs,
Great.
and of course the crossbow bolts too. I can tinker with, and we will say 50
And the 29.
gold for the
Okay,
gloves.
here's my 29 gold. I look at everybody. I need 21 more gold to get these
50
for.
more.
Wait, 50 more on top of the 29 gold?
Yes.
I need 50 more gold.
Watch after all this, Warden never crafts again.
As soon as Mira starts asking for money, Chester pretends to start looking at things and then just slowly walks out of the shop.
Oof.
Did she take the crystal too?
Yes.
Okay.
How much is silver to gold again?
10.
10. I believe the math of that.
10, 10,
There
10,
goes
except
the
for that
math.
one we don't talk about.
Yeah.
My light crossbow. Oh, she's taking all my money. And my 2 silver.
I have 42 and a half gold and silver.
Can you do it for 42 and a half?
I mean, I also have some gold too, so I can like make up. How much more do we need?
I just need 21. Wait, 50. We need 50 more gold.
Okay, let's see. I have,
Don't you also have like 1,200 copper,
yeah,
which is like 12 gold, I think.
42 and a half. Yeah, that would be okay. Yeah. So overall, that would be 54. Right.
Boom.
We need a 51, right?
50.
Okay, 50. So yeah, I'll slide all that over.
Thank you.
There we go.
I do apologize. I didn't want to be a hassle, but the time it takes to make these things and the enchanting, it's quite the lengthy and costly process.
Oh yeah, totally. I get that. Mira has nothing left.
Oops.
She takes the gloves and hands them to Warden and is like, "We got him."
Thank you, friend Mira.
Thank you, friend Warden.
And here we go. They should be a thing. Yes, they are. Here you go, Warden. Select. Save. Boom. Warden now has the gloves of crafting in his inventory.
Thank you.
And just for those of you wanting to know what they are, those are the gloves of crafting. Sent from Warden's inventory, so it looks like it's coming from him. Unfortunately, we can't show it on the stream because it's just a link that opens up a pop-up instead of showing it in chat. Cool. Is there anything else at all?
No, I think we're broke now.
Very well. Not a problem. Do please feel free to come back whenever. And here, and she pulls up 2 small leather pouches, and these are some spare parts if there are any issues with Rip's airship or Biscuit or indeed Basket. These spare parts should be quite useful, and kind of slides them towards Warden as the holder of the Tinker's tools.
Fair.
The
me
logical
see.
choice.
I mean, truly. Excellent.
So what would you guys
Hey.
like to do?
I suppose we should check in with the folks at the Citadel and let them know what happened.
Well, they can hail the conquering heroes. Yes, that will be nice.
And then I honestly do not know what we should do.
Yeah, I feel like we took
After
care of
that.
everything.
I want to find out more about these sands, but I'm not exactly sure what the next step there would be. I
Sand.
can't
Perhaps-
reasonably ask you all to go with me to research.
Why is that? Because
Take
it won't
years.
be helpful.
Well, no, because it could take years. I don't. It's unlikely that it would be so simple as to walk into any random library and find a card catalog that directs me specifically to, oh, here's where the sands are.
Well, you know, they
Um,
have great libraries.
Don't you?
In that little floating school
Nah.
just off the shore.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you ready for that? We could
I'm
do that.
always ready. I don't know.
Who wants to go do a murder? I mean, research.
A what? None of us are good at research, Lindsay.
Yeah. Well, then you can handle the murder part.
Who do we have to murder?
Nobody.
Okay.
You discuss on the way to the Citadel.
Fine. So yeah, we can. Yeah, out of character, don't know what our next step is. In character, don't know what our next step is.
Well, maybe when we go to the Citadel, things will unfold,
Yeah.
as they are wont to do.
I guess
Weird
that's what we
that.
have to do that next.
Let's get paid.
Oh yeah, we
That as
gotta
well.
get.
Oh, that's right. Money. Money is good.
You head across to the Citadel.
I do.
This time, you are recognized on the gate and waved through, rather than waiting in the line to be let through. Having
Darn
been
tootin'.
Oh yeah.
sent on a mission specifically by the town leader. You are taken inside, and the same gnome that had greeted you before from behind the desk kind of looks up and squints at you over the top of the half moon glasses and dings a bell. And a human soldier marches down the corridor and, presume you're here to see the general.
Yes, we are here to see Kovalor Swifthammer on the most dire and urgent of matters.
Very well. And he about turns and starts marching off for you to follow. Lead you down the corridor. Get tired there, Mira.
Yawn. Yeah, I just, sometimes I need a little nappy.
Please refrain from
I-
yawning in the presence of the general.
Did not have the video screen where I could see it. The sounds were not very yawny sounding.
Oh.
It sounded like Steph was really, really enjoying the stream.
No.
Yeah.
The podcast listeners are going to love it.
So you reach the
He reaches
Meeting
something, all
room.
right.
Is that what it sounds like when I yawn?
That time you did. Sorry.
So we'll end the
I
session
didn't have
there.
any
Thanks for
contacts, I
watching.
only had sound. Anyway,
God.
sorry.
The soldier reaches the doors,
Hmm.
knocks twice, pauses, knocks a third time, pauses, knocks a fourth, and then opens the doors.
Good man.
Password changes every week.
That's kind of complicated. How do you remember stuff like that?
And stands to the side to let you all enter as the large, burly dwarf stands up from behind his desk, about the same height as he was sat down.
Greetings, Kovalor Swifthammer. We come with news.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Oh, the pleasure is all ours, I assure you. However, to get the formalities out of the way, as much as I enjoy them, we have rid you of your goblin menace once and for all.
I
They will
see.
no longer be finding their way into the town, the most beautiful town, I may add, of Ebonwood.
Don't suppose you've got any proof of that?
Ah, the proof, my good man, is of course in the pudding.
There's pudding?
Metaphorical pudding. We've met with the leader of the goblin horde, one High Priestess of the Sun God. Air quotes.
Air quotes.
I see.
And we have agreed, met on the field of battle after dispatching many of the goblin horde, and she has agreed to take the rest of the aforementioned horde out of the area. All you need to do, and he'll, using his cartography skills, sort of explain where they are map-wise, and you will see that they are packing up in Vamoose. And one point of note I should make, that we found them by traversing your lovely sewers and found where they were gaining entrance. So you're going to want to take care of that.
So we were right. The squad that were dispatched to look in the sewers presumably were murdered by those goblins then, and that's why they didn't report
find
back.
their remains.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see. And he looks over towards the door where the other soldier is still stood, and he dispatch a squad immediately and seal off the sewers. And there's a salute, and he exits. Well, suppose I can't fault the results. For now, we'll see if the goblins come back, and if they do, then I can find a fault. But for now, you've done as you said you would. And he steps across to the side of the room where he'd retrieved the boxes previously and gave you the nutrients and the speed juice. Pulls the key from under his shirt, unlocks the door, throws it open. I believe this should be sufficient for you. And he stacks up 4 boxes, brings them over to the desk, and lays them out across the desk and steps back for you guys to have a look.
What's in here?
Inside box number 1,
Ooh.
Ooh.
a food processor.
Oh, I think that's worth $50. Okay, now you next, Linger.
Okay.
51. Okay. It was the Price is Right, Joe.
80 gold.
And 1
Inside,
cent.
No. Okay.
inside the first of the very lovely boxes, is just a whole pile of money.
Oh,
You're
wow.
over it.
You estimate with Chester's discerning eye and talent for money, this box contains about 250 gold each.
Mm.
Oh, for each of us?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Crazy
Most
that.
generous, General.
Yeah, crazy that.
Well, if you're heading off into the thick of battle and it's bad enough that it's dispatched an entire one of our patrols, the reward should fit.
Well, now that
he-
we have seen what sort of payer you are, should you have any other jobs that might need doing, keep us in mind.
Never be too hasty to say that. And he steps across to the second box and opens it. Inside which I've lost the thing. Where's it gone?
It appears you have a thief amongst your mates.
Oh my god! Somebody's stolen it! There's been a murder!
No.
Merda.
There is... given the fact that you told me you were travelers and adventurers, I figured we could reward you with something that we often give our patrolmen, and it's a small metal box. Inside the box has a small image of a campfire engraved on the lid of the metal box. And if you touch it, it is actually quite warm to the touch. We often give it to our patrols when they're out for the night. You place it on the ground, open the lid, and out comes a campfire.
Ooh.
So
traversal.
yes,
Holy shit.
so
Yes.
it's basically just a small metal box. As an action, you put the box on the ground, open it, it creates a magical campfire next to it, which is warm and technically counts as magical fire. So if there's any strong wind that would blow out regular fire, this will stay lit. And then you can use an action to close the box, and the campfire is doused.
It's a fucking MRE FRH. Which flameless ration heater.
Yes.
Wouldn't you wish to carry this for our party?
I suppose.
Yeah.
Slides across to the third box. I'm not sure if this is potentially of any use to you, but it was offered up as a reward, and it is quite useful in certain circumstances. I don't know how familiar any of you are with crafting and essence extracting and alchemy, but our crafters and alchemists often get a lot of use out of these, and it's small kind of leather bracer with a syringe on the side. It's an essence extractor. Has 3 charges, regains 1d3 charges at dawn. So if you want to make any checks to harvest a creature or creature parts, you can extract 1 unit of creature essence using the essence extractor, and that can be used for magic items, it can be used for alchemy, it can be used for bath bombs.
Mira like claps and she's like,
You cut
so
out.
cool.
Just clipped so hard in the excitement.
Yeah.
I peeked.
You
Oh
peeked.
no. Mira, peeking less, goes, I used to have one of those. It was so cool. But she looks
All
over
right. So
to...
who wants this one? Warden want this as well?
No, she looks to Linger and is like, you want this? This could be very beneficial to you.
Yes, I would appreciate that.
I thought so.
Haven't been able to do much on our travels thus far, but
And
Mira cracks her knuckles, pleased with herself.
yeah,
I
good
did
job.
it. I did it. I know what something is.
lastly, in the vein of something useful for your spellcaster, whenever we've had
Yes.
spellcasters on patrol, they do similar things. So we often provide them with one of these in order to save some of their spellcasting power if they're needed during the night. And he opens the smallest of the 4 boxes, and there's a small stone figurine which easily fits in your pocket, and it looks like a small humanoid soldier dressed very similarly to how the Knights of Jura are dressed, and he's holding up a spyglass. So when you place it on the ground and you use the command word, you cast the alarm spell on it, and then it recharges once per dawn.
Well, I think that Linger, as the only responsible person in this party, should probably keep this as well. Unless you want it, Chester. I don't want it. I'm not responsible.
Well,
I know.
I don't want it necessarily. However, I do have issue with the responsible remark there. I'm very responsible.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have forgot what that word meant.
I can't guarantee that Linger won't, or I mean, that Rip won't get jealous if I have that on me.
Mira then points to Chester and is like, as the second, the one of two responsible people in this party.
Very
Everybody's
well.
pretty
I
responsible.
shall guard it with my life.
Have you all added your gold yet?
I did.
Cool.
How much
I
was
was
it?
gonna say 250 each, just because I was about to do the shared treasure function and add all the items into the shared treasure so that you can grab it yourselves. And if you hadn't done the money yet, I can add the money into it and it automatically divides it among you, I think.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Interesting. I already had it.
That's a
Great.
really neat feature.
There's
That is
some
really neat.
lovely quality of life features. And yet there was no invisibility marker, but it's fine.
We'll get there.
Yeah, you know, work in
I
progress.
like that we spent all that time at the shop trying to like nickel and dime and trade to buy stuff, and then here we go.
Is
Yeah, it
that
works out.
alarm thing, like, is that an actual thing that I can add, or?
Yes, it is. So I was going to just add all of the specific stuff that's come from my supplement into the shared treasure, so you can just grab it from there nice and easily instead of doing all the searches.
Beans.
Oh my
So it
god.
Was that button there before?
You what?
Or is that new? Was that button there before, or is that new?
Shared treasure, yeah.
button.
That's been there since we've started.
Okay.
Where's that?
Right on your equipment, right at the top.
Treasure. Pick treasure.
Side add.
Add items.
Oh,
Tinderbox. Alphans. Tinderbox. Essence extractor. And because I've added all of these things as actual items, I could throw them in the shared treasure and you get them in your inventory. Isn't that just fantastic?
Yeah, bub.
Save. And
Let's see if they pop up.
save. And grant.
Hey, it popped up as soon as you did that.
There you go.
all right.
So it's also like, I think I can do it for encounters and then just save it as an encounter. And when you beat that encounter, I can open it up and click grant and it gives it to you, which is pretty cool.
That's kind of cool.
I'm not sure if
Yeah,
it
I
gives
like
one
that.
of those to everyone or if you specifically pick who gets it. I can't remember how it works. We used it once in my home game and I was the player, so I didn't have to think too much about it.
And we're getting 250 gold each.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all that.
You could go out and buy a whole pair of crafting gloves with that money.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel so stupid, but it's 5,000% exactly what Mura would do. So,
Oh yeah.
and in this case, it's what my character would do is kind of funny and perfect as opposed to detrimental to the party.
Exactly. So,
So
funny you should mention if there's ever anything you could do for us. Obviously,
Funny, thank you.
it would be great and very beneficial if you could keep an eye out and an ear open for all of this sun god stuff that is seemingly happening. Any reports or information you're able to give us on that would be much appreciated. And depending on the information and what you've been able to do, rewarded So,
Well, we plan to keep our peepers peeled in that regard, regardless. In that regard, regardless is a sentence I've just said.
excellent. How familiar are you with the capital of Jura?
Intimately.
It's a capital. Yeah, how familiar are we? I'll roll with disadvantage.
That's
don't even
up to
care.
you guys. I'll let you decide how familiar you are with the shit in my world. As characters. As players, obviously you know my world back to front.
Right.
So, as a
Probably better than
player-
I do.
All right. So like a history check.
Yeah, is that a history check? Okay, cool.
Okay.
How close is Dura to either Edgecrop or Dragon's End? Would be a question for you.
Not very. They're on the Halador
Oh.
Isles.
I'm rolling with disadvantage because it's fun. Okay.
Dura
eight.
is fucking Lingo with the 25. Dura, you would all know, is the capital of the Sleeping Gardens, which is the southern part of Azith, where you are right now.
But that 25 does come with a 500-year history gap.
That is also true.
Mm,
That's 10 for Warden as well. So
Cool. So, you guys all know that Dura is the capital of the southern part of the continent of Azith. So, south of the stitches that hold the continent together.
Whoa, when did a continent get stitches?
Right after
you
it
get
was stabbed
snitched.
in the stomach.
Because Mira is so
Linger.
funny.
Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate you on a personal level.
Linger. That's me. That's my brain baby.
I can't find my information. Here it is. Continents. Azith. The Sleeping Gardens. So yes, you know Jura is obviously the capital.
Yes.
And the
most
seat
capital.
of the Kingdom of Jura. So it's
Mhm.
the ruling capital of Duran Hold, as it's called.
Long may they reign.
Yes.
Long may they reign.
You probably don't know the current ruling family,
No.
understandably, because you've probably heard like scraps here and there, but like how long you were stuck where you were is a bit of a blur.
That's a question. Are there like broadsheets available in these
there
old
what, sorry?
towns? Like broadsheets, like newspapers, but not like with 1,000 pages. Okay, then we'll
Mhm.
just make sure to pick some of those up. Not right now, but
In fact, actually, thinking about Linger, when was this founded?
she would definitely be a newspaper reader.
What was your time gap, did you say? Sorry, for Linger?
500.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine. It was founded in the 50th year of the Second Era, so you do know it exists.
Hey, it's this
There's that.
charming little farming community. It's
Yeah, I mean,
adorable.
it was around for about 3,500 years,
No.
so you know it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty large city. It was getting larger, to your knowledge. It's almost entirely landlocked, but there is kind of nearby rivers and streams that are channeled underground to provide fresh water, and they actually pull the water through the underground caves that were discovered shortly before your whole thing.
Do remember that? Yes.
They found caves of a material known as eternal ice. So The water is kind of filtered through the ice below the city, keeps it nice and cool and fresh. It's also quite high up in the Sleeping Gardens, so at certain points in the city, you remember trips to Jura where you'd look out and you could see across the Sleeping Gardens, and it was beautiful.
Romantic, even.
Oh,
Yes.
beautiful.
You would definitely remember the Guild Hall, which used to be a very large inn, now contains a large meeting hall with kind of several smaller rooms and areas that's shared amongst local guilds and merchant guilds.
Meeting hole?
You up?
You said meeting hole.
Meeting hall. I'm British.
Never heard it in my life. Never, not once. Fucking hilarious. Okay, sorry. Continue. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize meeting hole was a British thing.
No, meeting hall, as in like a hall, Hall.
Yeah, meeting hole.
I don't know if she's
Oh,
fucking with
meeting
you or what.
hall. Meeting
Yes.
hall.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not Mimi here, right? Like,
Yeah, I really couldn't tell.
Me
We were
or
all like, what's
him?
yeah,
happening?
you.
Not like
No,
the meeting hall where people just go and fuck.
Oh my god. Embarrassing.
That's the tavern.
Am I memeing? No, I've never memed a day in my life.
But yes, you would know a lot of the history of Dura with your incredible history check. They were at one point a small farming village, funnily enough, as they often are. But the elves who at the time ruled Azith discovered veins of obsidian beneath the village, so took control of it so that they could have access to the material, and after 1,000 or so years of subjugation and answering to the elves of Thistlewood, a man named Ulysses Duran began to build a revolution, managed to pull together some guerrilla fighters, mostly guerrilla, some human, and then they conducted small-scale raids and attacks before eventually building an army fueled by the materials found in and around the Sleeping Gardens, and they marched on Thistlewood, and after a very long war managed to reach negotiations and separate into the Kingdom of Jura, which would be able to have some form of control over areas of the Sleeping Gardens, but it is very much contested. Not all of the Sleeping Gardens is under Duran hold, and not all of the verdant expanse above is under the Zeroth dynasty of Thistlewood. So there is constant struggle and capturing and liberating and all that other good political stuff that we're not doing in this campaign. And just because you did a good history check, I'm just going to dump my history section into the chat because I'm aware I threw a lot of information at you. But this is what Linga knows.
Woohoo!
And it's nice to have it in text rather than just a whole bunch of words thrown at your face, even though this has just annihilated all formatting.
Okay.
So it's just one text brick. But yes, the rest of you know capital of the Sleeping Gardens. It's up in the north of the Sleeping Gardens, quite close to the Stitches, quite intentionally to allow for easier access into the verdant expanse above it. Very contentious, but by all accounts, the biggest city in the Sleeping Gardens. Understandably, it's the capital.
Okay.
And the general continues after you all pause and have your epiphanies. And he... we've received word from the capital that specifically around the capital itself, and also potentially originating from around Bimbleduke, there have been some reports of attacks which we had started to look into, and we were fearing were potentially something to do with this sun god, but as yet we've not uncovered any sort of connection between the two. But I'd say probably a month or two ago, we had reports of an unsanctioned airship arriving in Bimbleduke, which is to the east, northeast, no, northwest. I can do cardinal directions. Look, I'm a general, not a mapper.
I am a mapper, and sometimes I get confused as well. Never eat shredded wheat is the truth.
That's exactly what I did when I paused. If people are able to actually see my face well enough in the stream, they also would have seen what happens when I think about that. My eyes follow the cardinal direction, so you would have seen me roll my eyes around the cardinal directions that I go north, east, south, west. Every time I can't control it. Every time I think about them, my eyes look up, right, down, left.
Don't worry,
but yes.
I have to go north, east, south, west. So
there was an unsanctioned airship arrival in Bimbleduke, or rather the mountains nearby. Bimbleduke doesn't actually have an airport, nor do the mountains, but they obviously found somewhere to land. It looks like it... I don't know what happened to his accent there. It looks like it came!
calm down. Oh my god.
Yeah. The airship looks like it arrived from the Silent Isles, or certainly somewhere in that direction. People were sent to investigate the airship and found it empty. We didn't hear anything for quite some time. And then more recently, around Bimbleduke and around Dura, there have been reports of automaton attacks.
What? Wait, hold on. Mira like turns around and looks at Warden and is like, "Isn't that where you're from? The Silent Place? The Silent Isles?"
Yes, wow, she remembered. Holy shit.
Oh, of course you remembered. What does the egg do? And why do I have it? I don't know, but where Warden's from, remember that shit.
For real. Warden just kind of...
So she can't remember Linga telling her not to be specific, but she can remember.
Yeah, well, that's just Mira. It's just like it tapped in sometimes. It's marinated remembrance.
You actually see Warden kind of like cross his arms and looks down a little bit.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, no. You sad about? She doesn't know if you're sad or not, but like...
I do not like the correlation.
Oh, no.
This ship coming from the Sound Isles and there being automaton attacks.
Say that 3 times quickly with a Scottish accent.
Mira just...
Sorry, I only do an Irish.
It's a good Irish accent, too.
It's fine.
It's all right. Does it fool actual Irish people? Maybe.
Hers,
Mine did, yeah.
hers did. Oh, the... Anyway, off topic.
Off topic. Mira like hugs Warden and is like, "It's okay. Maybe we can go handle it and we can figure all of that out. So it seems like you might know some stuff." about where you're from.
Well, I haven't been there in 500 years.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Mira was just about to like look over to Chester and be like, "Are you also 500?"
I'm actually only 24 years old. I guess I'm the young one of the bunch.
How old is everybody? We don't know.
Warden's
We
like,
didn't know.
I'm
It's funny
7.
because IRL, I am the oldest, he says in this accent for some reason.
Sometimes when you do a character accent, it just sticks with you forever.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should do that then. She's still like clung on to Warden.
General, if I may ask a question of 3. So these attacks, so there was no goblins involved like there was here?
Not to our knowledge, no.
Was the sightings of anyone, and he's going to describe the High Priestess, anyone who matched this description?
No, to our knowledge, the reports are brief. There weren't many survivors. But there were reports of mechanical automatons. Whether it was a single one or multiple, we don't know. All we know is there was sightings and attacks in Bimbleduke and in Dura, which we did find a bit strange. Getting from Bimbleduke to Dura, granted there is a road which passes directly through, but you'd have expected there to be reports from Steelcrest and Greenbell. But we hadn't heard anything from them.
Should we wish to investigate this, which I'm not yet saying we will or will not, could you give us sort of a little letter of introduction, as it were, to say your counterparts in these 2 cities?
Absolutely.
All right, well.
If you're there on official business for us, you're there on official business.
Ooh.
I like it.
On His Majesty's service, as we often call it. That's one for the British.
I know that one. That's one of my favorite ones, although he was Australian.
Yes.
And nobody else gets it.
James Bond. James Bond.
Oh, okay.
So when you go there, make sure you lift up the paper and say Fields. Chester Fields.
Can I say Mira?
Just Mira.
Mira. Warden. Just Warden. Linger. Just linger.
Yeah, what
Rip.
the hell? What,
Just rip.
what's going on here?
Basket. Biscuit basket. I'm sorry, I had to be so stupid for a second. Please, I'm so sorry, Chester. Continue. I apologize for my...
I was just wondering, the curiosity, I'm the only one with a last name. I'm the youngest, and I got a last name.
I feel like I had a last name once. She looks off into the distance. Can't remember.
She terrifies me.
Am I an eldritch being? No one knows.
But as I say, you could go to Jura and investigate there, see if there are any more sightings, or see if you can find it there yourself. You could head straight to Bimbleduke and do the same. You could alternatively stake out Steelcrest or Greenbell and see if they see anything or happen to eventually see anything, or you could head straight for the mountains where that airship landed and investigate it yourself. Don't know what's going on with my accent today.
I will say the name Bimbleduke I very much like.
Aye, the gnomes are a funny race.
Wait, are you... This guy's a dwarf, right?
Yes, you can tell from the beard.
Just making sure. Mira's like, wait a minute. Okay, never mind, I got it.
You can't ask that. What race
Oh my
are you?
God. Oh my God,
You can't
Karen,
just
you can't
ask
just
someone.
ask people why they're what.
You can't just ask him why he has a beard.
You're forgetting the Mean Girls reference.
All right. Well, you've given us a lot to ponder, and for that, I thank you.
That's all right. Once again, any information you're able to provide, we will reward. And if I'm being honest, although there isn't necessarily a direct link yet, I'm willing to put a stake in it that somehow this will be related to that there sun god, or I'm a bearded gnome.
And for the record, you're not.
No.
Okay.
It's a saying amongst dwarves.
Yeah.
You know,
I did just want to.
It's
I'll...
a little offensive to gnomes.
That's kind of the point.
The
It's all in good humor. They find it quite funny, really.
Linga, you had a query, a question?
yes, the woman that we ran into in the woods that is working for the entity that's trying to ascend to godhood, who is in fact not currently a god, insinuated that there was perhaps something in or under the city that we are currently in that the ascending sun god may or may not have been interested in.
I see. And you're sure it wasn't just the sewers they were using to attack?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm asking if you know of anything that might be of interest to some being that might want to ascend to godhood, possibly buried under your city. A scroll, a gem, a weird dagger that has a image of the sun on it, because this fellow is extremely thematic.
Oh yeah,
He,
he does like a theme, doesn't he?
He does.
Runs a hand through his beard and kind of tugs on the end. Can't say I do, no.
Well, you might just want to.
No, of course we'll
Keep
look
that in
in. We'll
mind. Yeah.
no. We'll absolutely look into it, but I can't say that off the top of my head there's anything that I happen to know of. No, sorry.
Excellent. Then, in general, obviously, with anything trying to ascend to anything, any disruption you can cause in the process is optimal. So, if you get any more street corner preachers, I would recommend not allowing them to preach their sun god propaganda.
Nip it in the bud.
Now, real
Absolutely.
established deities, I have no opinion on those, but, you know, the ascending one.
No, of course I will be sending a missive to Dura to request a crackdown on these preachers. In fact, if you're headed there, you could take it for me, or we can send it by horse or by falcon.
You know, why not both? Double down, make sure things get where they need to go.
By land or by sea. Yeah, we can take it.
Is there, I'm guessing we might know this already, is there like air travel between cities like this?
It generally depends on how big the city or town is. So, for example, Dura does have its own airship ports, mostly because it's landlocked and it is the capital. There are a number of cities which do have access by air, sea. Ebonwood, as far as you've seen, isn't one of them. With air support. I do believe it has access by sea, though, but you can't obviously sail to Jura.
At some point, I do hope that we come across like a little, like, Linger is like, this is the most quaint, cute little farming community I've ever seen in my life. And they roll up and it's like a massive industrial complex. And there's like big smokestacks and just loot
That would be
everywhere.
so fun.
Just like,
Oh, that will happen. It's
Okay,
just
good.
that this one has been around
Oh, yeah.
quite a long time.
Yeah, no. I just,
Ebonwood, I don't think you would even have heard of.
nah.
And it's just like, oh, this has sprung up and it's quite a quaint reasonably sized town. Nice.
Unless it had like cute little B&Bs here or something, that would be the only
Yeah.
reason she would know about it.
Um,
Big into B&Bs back in the day.
Love a good B&B.
A lot of getaway weekends happened.
Oh, yeah.
way
A lot
back
of
in the day.
those.
Life was different.
God.
All right. Well, next step, should we rest for the night, perhaps, and make our decisions over a cup of ale on me? I do
Sure.
recommend a Phoenix, whatever the hell drink that was.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, you did have a drink like
I
that.
did drink a Phoenix. Yeah,
you ate a phoenix.
I ate a Phoenix. I shall be reborn.
Oh God, not again. I have a player who has a Phoenix. She thinks
Oh
in our other game.
God, she
knows.
it's
I
not
can't
a
get away
phoenix.
from phoenixes. I can't get away from
It's just a
them.
bird that she thinks is a phoenix, and
Like
she's trying to. It's her familiar. She's trying to
Okay.
make the undying phoenix the religion of historical Ireland and
Nice.
Wales. I'll let you know. You can just guess about how well that's going.
Very well.
It's not.
Oh, I'm an optimist.
So yeah, you can head back, should you so choose, to the Cursed Wand, where you stayed last time,
Sure.
I believe.
Yeah.
Um, also, I'm hoping you guys were seeing the world map throughout all of that.
Yes.
It should have
Yes.
switched
Yes.
over for you. It's just
Yes.
very hard for
Yep.
me to keep track of which map's showing for which people.
No.
but yes.
We can see
Yeah.
the world map.
For your
watching.
information
I also-
purposes, in case you got lost, Ebonwood is here, where I'm pinging.
Uh-huh.
Dura is here, and then Bimbleduke is here with Stillcrest and Greenbell, which were the other towns mentioned.
Yeah. I got the World and Bill one pulled up so I can do the clickies on the
Nice.
pins.
The clickety clackety on them.
And then the
Mini
Silent
patties.
Isle is here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Cool. So, you head to Tavern.
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 And lo and behold, your favorite elven bartender. No. He's here too.
What?
That
Oh,
would
this
kind of be
fucking guy.
amazing.
Booker 2 is so much better.
Oh
This one-
man.
Isn't annoying. Well, is kind of
Yes, but
annoying.
it-
Doesn't
Don't
stink.
lie. Liar. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, what would you guys like to do? You can, of course, head to the Floating Citadel if you want and have some fun with Linger over there, because I'm sure Linger would love nothing more than to do that.
It's an option.
You can head straight to the Silent Isles, should you so choose, if you want to do that. You can head to Jura. You can head to Bimbleduke.
The Silent Isles thing kind of sounded like people might be in danger, right? The whole attacking automatons thing.
Well, the airship came from the Silent Isles, landed in the mountains near Bimbleduke. When the people from Bimbleduke investigated the airship, it was empty, and there was nothing for a while, and then suddenly in Bimbleduke, the automaton appeared and attacked
we should go to
a
Bimbledude.
while later, and then another one appeared in Dura.
Yeah, but Bimbleduke is fun to say.
And
That's
It
why I'm
really is fun to say. I have a
Yeah.
few of these sorts of places scattered around my world. Just wait till I take you one time to the Sunset Archipelago and you can visit the Grung and the Gripply in their lovely, lovely settlements,
Mm.
such as scrolls and pans enthusiastically. It's all on the other side of the world, such as
What a mood.
Drunglung and Boogledoon.
I'm playing a grung in a campaign right now.
Mark my words, one of these campaigns we will end up in Boogledoon.
Ideally.
Boogledoon.
Yes.
All right. Well, another reason I like Bimbleduke as a potential spot for next endeavor is if we get there and decide we have to go to Dura, or decide we have to go to Silent Isle, it's kind of in between the two, a little bit. Kind of, sort of, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
So I'm going to throw my vote for Bimbleduke.
She looks over at Warden and is like, I mean, you know, it's up to you. I feel like because of the Silent Isles and you have the kind of knowledge about that. Are you just wait? Or we're not going to? That's in Bimbleduke, right?
What?
Silent Isles stuff. The
No.
airship.
Yes. So the
Yeah.
airship was in the mountains nearby.
Yeah. Yeah, Bimbles.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would like to investigate that. So
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. So we get shit-faced tonight and we head out tomorrow.
Oh wow, okay. It seems a little extreme. I don't really.
Bartender, 4 of your most intoxicating beverages.
4 of the most intoxicating.
The most, just shy of poison. Just shy of will kill us
No,
if we drink too much.
I don't really drink that much.
Well, tonight we are celebrating.
I can't really.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
I feel so pressured by my peers.
It works once again.
What do you call a French man who convinces you to smoke?
What?
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
I cracked your code. I cracked your joke code there on that one.
The same tiefling server that you spoke with before kind of does the small head bound. There is a small selection of our strongest. They would be the Gambit's Run, the Death's Dare,
We.
and the Leftovers.
Put them all in one glass.
No, no. Mira's just
I
like
don't
shaking
think
her
we're
head.
legally allowed.
I'll sign a waiver if I have to.
Can I just have an apple juice?
Of course.
Put a dash of apple juice in the glass with it.
No.
1 apple juice, and for the rest of you.
You already know what I want.
I'm afraid we cannot serve all 3 in one.
All
Warden
right,
will
then
just
I
take
will
water.
have one of each and a tall glass on the side.
Very well, and 1 water. And yourself, and he looks towards Linger.
I'm fine. I will just. You know what? A small glass of. I don't know. Surprise him. Something for Rip. He can have whatever he likes.
Surprise, Rip.
Surprise Rip
Very
with
well.
your finest beverage.
Slinks off back behind the bar. So, Chester, as you're watching him pour the more dangerous of the alcohols for you, the first one, you just watch as he pulls a rather large bottle of what looks to be rum from the rack and just fills a glass with it, and then fills up a smaller chaser glass, and kind of sets it off to the side. Takes out a very large wooden tankard and just starts pouring a shot of every single liquor that they have on the rack into the
Yeah, we're
mug.
talking.
And then
Holy sh!
finally just walks over to where you can see where they've kind of been removing these empty barrels while you've been in the tavern, and is just kind of eking out the last dregs of every one of those barrels into this glass. And puts that down on the side, puts them all onto a large tray with the water, the apple juice, and for Rip, presumably, you watch as he mixes 2 liquors, a little bit of cinnamon, and you watch as he pulls out a chili pepper and just squeezes it before lighting the brim of that glass and the small chaser and bringing the whole tray over. And 1 apple juice, 1 water, 1 Gambit's Run with flaming chaser. The Gambit's Run is this month White Dragon's Blood rum. 1 Death's
sounds
Dare, and puts down the wooden tankard, and 1 Leftovers, and puts down the glass. And for Rip, a Dragon's Kiss.
Ooh!
Thank you, sir. You are a gentleman and a scholar.
And that will be
What do I owe you?
30 silver pieces.
Here's 1 gold. Keep the change, as it were.
Thank you. And he slinks back off to another table. Is there anything else you guys were wanting to do? Other than watch Chester get outrageously hammered?
He's
Well-
actually going to take out his oil flask and just put a little tiny drop in the big one there, and then he's going to use the flaming one to sort of set everything on fire. And yeah, this is my uncle, the contraptionaire. He would call this the contraption. And then as it's flaming, just sort of.
My God.
Make a constitution saving throw.
Like, yep. Let's see here. Saving throw. 2.
You down the drink quite spectacularly, and you guys all watch as he lowers the mug, and just the whiskers on the side of his face are starting to catch fire.
Not sure if this is good or bad of a thing.
Are you all just watching him smolder?
I'll like. I'm gonna take the water and just pour some on him, like just to put him out.
Mira shapes that water to put the specific areas out.
Friendship.
Delicious.
Lingle watches and judges.
Yeah, she could put it out, but she's like, no, gotta
You
learn
did
some
this
lessons here.
yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly. She could like presto and make it go right out, but no.
It's like when a kid's running around and you're
It
like,
needs
stop
to play
running,
out.
you're gonna trip, you're gonna hurt yourself, and they carry on running, they trip and they hurt themselves, and you're like, well,
And you go,
you
No,
know.
Linger's just that gif of Elmo where he's like this with the flames and is like, suffer! I hope someone took a screenshot so I can have a sticker up. Suffer! Okay,
Excellent.
I paused. Oh man.
Are you doing anything else?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
As
do we need anything crafted for we?
It's a very good question. Also, in the interim, I will send you through the stuff I use for crafting, just so you know what things you can start looking into doing. Because I have some extra things that aren't just, hey, craft this magic item. It's
I don't
also
think
things
I
like
need anything.
make a custom magic item, or make armor have sockets that you can put special enchanted gems into and enchant armor and weapons.
Diablo.
And but also just a lot of things of like, because a lot of people like to have in their backstory, this was the sword that was handed down to me by my father. Oh look, a +1 sword. Screw my dad, I guess. Whereas like, if you can take that sword to someone who knows what they're doing and they can add a socket into it and you can add a +1 gem into it, suddenly you still have your backstory sword and you have the magical bonus, and it just feels a lot better for those specific situations. I'm always an advocate for that sort of stuff. Improving special backstory things. Or custom things. Hint, hint. Linger can also make spells, we mentioned last time.
Yes. Yeah, we did say that.
But also, the more we mention it, the more we push Lindsay into making something hilarious or outrageous, just because he's like, oh, fine, I'll make a spell. Ugh.
Yeah. It'll be something stupid because
I
don't know mechanics enough to...
Suddenly Linger has, like, summoned turkey.
Thanksgiving.
Not?
IRL country. The whole landmass that is...
Oh my god, Turkey is here. Hi. Waving to Regentai Erewhon. Yeah, I did just drop the president of Turkey's name in stream. Nice. Join us. I'm not a complete moron.
It's Mura, not you. That's the line, right?
That's the distinction.
I've
never
that's
done
what we
anything
tell people.
Stupid in my life.
Well, if that is all you would like to do, we will wrap up there as Chester gets outrageously fucking smashed.
He probably like levels up. He got so drunk somehow, some way.
Wow.
Jeez.
Well,
amazing.
Well,
that's the spell I'm gonna make. I want to make free level up.
Speaking of,
crazy.
Speaking of,
do we level?
You do.
Yay!
What? 5, 4,
5? 3, 2, 1.
5 now.
5.
Yeah.
5.
I get a subclass.
Very
Yay.
important decision to make. Sorcerer or warlock? Probably sorcerer.
Whereas Ethan's just like, yay, I do more hit.
Yeah. Do we take average or do we roll? I forget.
Up to you.
But beware, he makes you keep the low ones.
Yeah, he doesn't let you.
If
do the
you
thing
roll
that most
a
people
1,
do.
if you roll a 1, you can re-roll it.
Yeah, but at 2 or 3, you're still screwed. Less than average.
Okay.
Well,
Hold
then
on.
what's the point in rolling?
How do I level in this?
You click on your level, I believe.
Gasp. Okay. Cancel. Okay, I think I'm gonna go sorcerer because I get meta magic. What do I get with warlock? Oh,
Yes, click on your level and then bottom left, level up.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go warlock mage because I know we've had some discussions about maybe changing some stuff. So let's just go with sorcerer. And make some.
I mean, do bear in mind, I don't think that book's coming out till like October.
Anyway, I'm just.
I mean,
gonna
as
go.
many sessions as we miss. That's
Mm.
it's only like 4 sessions from now.
Yeah, truly. Oh god. We should probably start doing this like 3 times a month. So then we can maybe get once or twice a month.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm down.
Okay, I clicked on my level. That does not do it.
All right, where do I go? How
It
do I
does
do
if you
this?
click level up in the bottom left.
Characters. Wait,
So if you look at your
edit?
character sheet,
Edit.
if I go on
There's
Mira,
no.
as an example, where it says level 4, Sorcerer 2, Warlock 2.
Oh, that level. Yeah.
What level were you
Yeah.
looking at?
I clicked on Sorcerer 2, so.
Ah. Yeah, no, just where it says level 4.
Um,
See, now it says level 5. Woo! Pick Sorcerer spells, pick Meta Magic.
I'm
There you go.
gonna roll it. Okay, I got a 1. And I got a 4 this time, which is fine.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm going twin to. I don't really.
I swear to God, if you start with the twinned haste bullshit again, I will kill Mura.
What is the twins taste?
So
Wind haste.
So I
Oh,
use
twin
twinned.
haste.
I use twinned spell meta magic to double cast haste. I will have to give credit to James from Radio D&D for doing this very frequently with our sorcerer NPC Halo, which is where I picked it up from. But I also do like quicken spell, so I can cast any spell as like a bonus or like a cantrip as a bonus action, which lets me do big spell, little spell, hurtness at the same time. So
Pretty cool.
I do like that.
So I'm looking at, because I get to learn 2 new spells, or she
Mhm.
gets to remember 2 new spells. So I'm looking through here, and I like that there's like, you just have to know real, like official spells versus homebrew spells.
Yeah.
But the
Well,
funniest one,
They're not all homebrew. They're actually from other books that I have. They're from third party.
well,
I
that's
don't
still
actually
homebrew.
have a lot of. Yeah, I don't have a huge. amount
Anything
of my
not
homebrew.
official is homebrew.
Fair.
Anyway, so where did it go? Rain of Spiders is a spell.
Oh,
Oh boy.
That's what I was
Obviously,
getting
you
at.
have to
God.
take that.
where is that from?
No, thank you.
I don't know,
It should
but
hopefully
without
say
even
what level
reading
is it.
it's a level 3. I'm
Level
not even going to
3.
read the description. I'm taking it.
I want to have a look at this.
I like that.
It's
Not even
probably
gonna-
yes, it is exactly from where I think it is. It's from Kibble's Free Compendium. So there's a cool person who makes some really cool stuff, including the Warlord class that looks super fun and awesome.
Here we
And Kibbles
go.
has a Kickstarter that ended kind of recently with Kibble's Compendium or Kibble's Codex that's
Would you
coming
like to
out.
hear about this spell?
Yes,
I'm
please.
reading it at the moment. It's insane.
Yeah. A vertical column of spiders begins to rain down in a 20-foot radius, 40 feet high, a 40-foot high cylinder centered on a location you specify. A swarm of spiders descends onto each creature within the cylinder when the spell is cast. The swarm is considered to be climbing on the target creature and moves with it even if they leave the affected area. It takes its turn immediately after the creature's turn. A creature can make use of its action to attempt to remove the spiders by making a strength or dexterity check against the spell save DC of the caster. The swarm uses the caster's spell attack modifier when attacking. A swarm will attack the creature it fell on if it can, or move to chase the creature if it has been knocked off of them. Any spider that remains when the spell ends disappear.
So, in other words, whoa, Australia be upon ye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Concentration for a minute. It's a bonus action?
Oh, man, it's a bonus action. No.
That seems a bit crazy for
That's
a bonus
OP.
action. I might
That
have
seems a
to
little-
message the Kibbles guys on the Shard Discord for Shard Tabletop.
Thanks, Jay.
But yeah,
That is a
to be fair, this is a lot of the stuff that will eventually be in the Kibbles book that I have backed and will be arriving on Shard. This is
Yeah.
all the free stuff that Kibbles has available for free on his website. I believe it's a he. So you can actually go and find it all there for free for use. But I think all this free stuff is like, whilst still being playtested, it's still being playtested. So I don't think this is the final version of the spell that appears in the book.
There is a spell that comes from the Shard Tabletop core content pack called Snap the Leash.
Which is probably Kobold Press then.
It's choose a beast that you can see within range. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. I'm not taking this, by the way. Beast must make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, I mean, you know. On a failed save, you remove the shackles of domestication from the creature's mind.
This definitely sounds like a Kobold Press Midgard spell.
I'm not doing that. Oh, and here's another Kibbles free. Stardust. You evoke a burst of brilliant particles of force energy. Oh, I might take this. Sweeping out in a 30-foot cone originating from you. Creatures in the radius take 3d4. Ton, but you know, a force damage. It is force damage, but I also have Eldritch Blast, so why? I could maybe do slightly more damage than Eldritch Blast. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I gotta figure out spells.
God, I really have to figure out spells.
Now that I have more arcane treachery type ones.
May I recommend Rain of Spiders?
I don't know if it fits
No,
Chester's vibes
Lindsay,
necessarily.
you may not. Oh my god. I only get one more spell. This sucks. I'm only a level 3 though, so that makes sense.
Well, with that then, if you're done insulting other content creators.
No, I think first of all, I meant no disrespect. I thought that these were great things. Cosmic Portal Source, my creation. Oh, is this yours,
Cosmic
Mitch?
Portal is... I need to
level
actually
2.
put that into the book. It's from a Dungeon Coach supplement for Spelljammer. And I'm putting it in for my Spelljammer game. It's literally just like, when you come across a crystal sphere, you can open up the portal in the side of it so you can enter the sphere and things like that. So, I mean, you could take Cosmic Portal. It ain't gonna do much.
Don't tell me what to do. No, I'm not gonna take it.
I mean, you could open up a portal in the crystal sphere of Eroth and fucking like Hordak can come on down and rain hell on everyone, I guess.
No. No.
No.
No.
Fucking Palpatine over here. No,
You
No.
well, with all of that, we will end it there. And we will see you all next time, where it sounds like we go in a Bimbleduke.
We're going to Bimbleduke.
Going.
Duke.
Why isn't it?
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.